Today, we're going to be talking about the T2 sports wireless earbud from Tranya. 6.6 miles, 8 minutes, 42 seconds per mile, spending about an hour on the treadmill today. I don't have a lot of footage from the treadmill because as soon as I got in there, other people started joining me. I think the exercise room is a little bit more busy early in the morning during the week. And so I didn't really want to be doing a lot of GoProing myself on a treadmill while in a room full of people. And it's not that big a room, so that would have been very obvious. Today what I want to talk about is the T2 sport wireless earbuds from Tranya. These are a true wireless earbud. Before I get into the review itself, I want to go over a couple of disclosures. Tranya did send this pair of earbuds to me for review. I did not have to pay for them. They're not paying me to make this video, but I have asked them to make a donation to Salute Inc., which is my favorite charity, and they have very graciously agreed to make a sizable donation. So thank you very much for doing that. But in terms of the video itself, I told them they would not have any editorial control over what went into it or how I shot it. That's kind of the way that I like to do reviews. If you have any other questions about the financial relationship or any of the other things that you think may affect my credibility or bias in terms of making this video, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to talk to you guys about them down there. So these are a $60 pair of earbuds currently available on Amazon in the true wireless variety where there is no cables connecting either the earbuds to each other or anything to your phone. And I've taken them on a variety of different runs and activities. One of the days this week, it's typical Chicago weather week for you. One of the days this week was unseasonably warm, and so I wore them with just a regular ball cap and the earbuds. I tried them running that way. Another day this week, it was a lot colder, so I had like a winter hat on top of it so that they were kind of keeping them in. And then today, more because of schedule than weather, I was inside for an hour on the treadmill, which gave me a pretty good idea of a sweat test in terms of how they perform. I also wore them commuting for those 3 days as well, so that way I could get a sense of just what do they feel like walking around, listening to them while on the bus, getting on with my daily life. The first thing that they advertise is that these have HD bass and crystal crisp treble. That's a direct quote. And I will say that they do sound really great. I don't think that they sound quite as good as AirPods or the Jabra Elite 65T, which were the last two earbuds that I tested. But these are also, keep in mind that they're $60, and so they're half the price or less than that in terms of those two in comparison. And when you put it in those terms, I do think that you're getting more than you pay for in terms of the sound quality. One of the things that I did notice is in terms of this HD bass, or what they're calling HD bass, and sometimes I feel like it's really bass heavy on my right ear and treble heavy on my left. Other times I don't notice it and the sound just sounds pretty good. I'm not getting a fully like enveloped sense of audio when I put them on, but it's also a lot better than a lot of the $20, $30 pairs of earbuds in terms of sound quality and what you're gonna get. In terms of the case, these do fit inside a case, and the case is really lightweight, and the earbuds are really lightweight as well. What's nice about it is they are magnetic, so when you take them out and put them back in, there's like a nice little click when they jump back in there. It's something that I really enjoy. It's something that I like about the AirPods. It's something that's missing, I think, from the Jabra Elites, is that the Jabra Elites just kind of sit in the case, and then you have to carefully kind of close the case on top of them. These snap back in, which I really, really like. When you take them out and put them in the case, they automatically turn off. When you take them out and put them in, they automatically turn on. The buttons are actually very easy to press, very intuitive, and I like them. I was able to use them with gloves on and a winter hat. I was able to use them on a treadmill and commuting. Everything, it works pretty good, and when you press them, they don't hurt. Tap either one to pause it, double tap either side to decrease or increase the volume, and then long press to skip or rewind tracks. There's also another thing that you can do to activate your voice assistant. I don't really ever care about those kinds of things, so I never bothered to learn it. And I didn't accidentally press it, which is a big plus for me, something I'm always concerned about. The case itself is lightweight. It's only a 1000 milliamp hour battery, but it does provide some charging in there. The battery life on these does seem to be pretty good. They're advertising 6 to 8 hours per charge. I haven't done anything long enough to really fully test that out. But in terms of the actual running experience with these, I enjoyed running with them when it was cooler out, when I just had the baseball cap on. They do go in your ears a little bit, but it's not like a passive noise canceling system where they completely plug your ears. The website on Amazon, the listing anyway, says that it does a good job of blocking out wind when you're biking or running or anything like that. I didn't really feel like that was a huge thing that was happening. I don't usually think that's the problem for me. But the thing that kind of description always makes me wary of is it going to be too isolating in terms of, am I going to feel unsafe running around with these earbuds in? I didn't feel like that at all. I felt like I still got a decent amount of ambient noise that was able to come in, even though I had the earbuds in and I was getting good music sound. And when I was running with the winter hat on, I did feel like the hat was pressing in the earbuds a little bit. And so in terms of how far they stick out, sometimes these true wireless earbuds stick really far out from your ear, which I always consider a problem because I think that's a weight issue. But also, if I'm gonna run with them in the winter and I have a winter hat, is that gonna jam the things really far into my ear? I felt them in there, but it didn't feel like I was really jamming them in. Plus the hat I was wearing was one that fits a little bit extra tight. And so to the extent that these were pressing in my ears, I didn't find it uncomfortable. And I felt like it definitely can be a winter pair of running earbuds. The only problem I really ran into these is when I was on the treadmill. Now, based on the design, when you look at these, they just go in the ear, and the way they're weighted, that's supposed to be the way that keeps them in, is the weight design. But there isn't like a fin or an extra loop or any kind of hook to keep it inside your ear, which a lot of the new earbuds are starting to do. And I think because of that, I had a little bit of an issue keeping this in during my sweat test. Chicago has recently just come out of the polar vortex, so every building has been kind of set with the heat jacked up to its maximum levels, even though it has gotten to somewhat more reasonable winter temperatures in Chicago. Our building, I think, is having a hard time kind of adjusting to some of the fluctuations, which it typically does have that problem. And so the exercise room was extra hot today. And so when I was in there, it was super, super sweaty. And after about 45 minutes, this earbud started to pop out. It got to the point where I just took it out and put it on the treadmill because I was getting a little bit tired of kind of trying to dry out my ear, dry out the earbud and put it back in. But then more sweat would just start dripping in because I was really, really hot. And so I think on a super hot summery day, these might not be the best earbuds. But for me personally, on a day that's super hot, I'm always going to be reaching for an earbud with an ear loop that keeps it looped in. And so not a huge knock on this pair of earbuds performance. But if you are super sweaty like me and you're looking for one earbud to rule them all, this might not be the one for you. But in terms of price per performance, I do really enjoy this earbud, and for me in the winter time right now and going into the spring and early summer, I think these will be a great earbud to run in and should suit my needs. So ultimately, who is this earbud for? At $60, it's an interesting price point because it's more expensive than some of the cheaper options that are out there. So if you're just looking for a cheap pair of running earbuds, that's what the $20 earbuds kind of do. And then you have AirPods and other kind of higher end running earbuds. Those are starting around like $120 to $150 and higher. And so this fits somewhere in the middle between there. And I think that with the pricing and with the level of performance that you're getting with these, I think that the ideal customer for this is someone who wants a little bit more than what they're getting out of the $20 pair of earbuds, but aren't quite ready or just don't want to spend as much as a pair of AirPods. I think these are a really good fit. It sits really well in terms of price per performance for what you're getting at that $60 price point, with the only one caveat being I'm not so sure that these are great for really, really hot climates or very, very sweaty people like myself if you're going to be taking them on a hot run. If you're running outside and it's cooler out, I think these will do just fine. I had zero connection issues with these, which at this price point, sometimes you do get really good performance in terms of audio quality, but sometimes the Bluetooth connections sometimes suffer. So I'm happy to report that I had 0 Bluetooth connection issues, either with these earbuds pairing with each other or with them staying connected to my phone, which is a problem that I had with the Raycon E50s, for example. I could have the phone in my hand or even in my pant pocket, and sometimes one of the ears might start cutting in and out as I was running. The Bluetooth connection wouldn't stay connected. That doesn't happen with these. The Bluetooth connection seems to be pretty solid. And so these are a pretty good pair of earbuds. I have been enjoying them. Will they replace my AirPods or my Jabra Elites? No, they're not going to replace those, but I don't think that's what these are trying to do. I think these are part of a new category that's emerging on Amazon of true wireless earbuds that sit somewhere in the middle, and I think these are a pretty good option if you're looking for something at that price point and at that performance level. Before I go, I want to talk about today's charity runner for the day. Today's charity runner for the day is Jamie Hasford. He's going to be running the Manchester 47, which isn't a race, but it's a stair climb, going up 47 flights of stairs, raising money for the Christie, which is a facility that treats cancer patients in the United Kingdom, and it also provides significant amounts of funding for research as well. So a very worthy cause. I've donated $10 to his fundraising efforts, and I'll post a link in the description in case you'd like to learn more. I'm always looking for more charity runners, so if you are a charity runner or if you know of a charity runner, send that fundraising information my way, Twitter, Instagram, in the comments, or in an email, however you want to get it to me. I'd love to talk about the great work that you're doing to help support your local community and spotlight you at the end of a video just like this, and give you $10 to help you in terms of your fundraising efforts. That's all I have for today, everybody. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
Yo, what's going on?